Yeah, thanks Raj for starting the session. So let's start our demo session today over here, guys. So first of all, when I am saying that today is a demo session, what we are trying to see as well as understand over here is what are the basic things in Ariba and how the Ariba solution is made up over here and how Ariba solution compare with that of the procurement solution which is already available with SAP. All those things we are going to have a look. Today is the first session and the last session where we are going to take theoretical topics, because from the next day onwards, when we will be beginning with our proper sessions, it will be based on the system and it will be a totally practical session, because at the end of our day, our thinking is like, I am not a trainer, you're not, all of you are not trainees. We are a part of a team members over here. We are part of a team. And the thing is like, all of you, after taking this training, our objective over here is that all of you after taking this training would be able to go and directly work in projects. It's not like it will be theoretical knowledge, it will be totally practical in nature. Okay, so first of all, let me begin by saying first thing, there is no technical concepts in Ariba. Means like, I'm talking about, let's say some of you are from SAP background, he will know there are two kinds of role basically in SAP. One is functional, the second one is technical over here. But in Ariba, there is no technical role. Only functional role is present. That's the first thing. Second thing, does that mean that Ariba is not based on coding languages? Yes, it is based on coding language, but Ariba is a cloud solution. So the technical aspects as well as technical consulting is not with us. With us means in bracket implementation partner or support partner of Ariba, right? We are not working with Ariba. We will be implementing Ariba, supporting Ariba for our clients through a implementation partner. So implementation partner won't have access to technical stuff. Who will be having? Only Ariba employees, basically Ariba engineering team. Okay, so that's the first thing, that there is only functional consultant available in Ariba. That's the first thing. Second thing, this particular demo, in this particular demo, try to understand this thing that, guys, today's session will be a basic overview. It won't be too much advanced. We will be talking about the basic things, the origin of Ariba and how it proceeded further, what are the different solutions and why we use those solutions, and what are the exact details of the course what we will be taking, what are the topics which we will be taking, we will be discussing over here. Okay, so let us begin our session over here, guys. I think enough of this particular talk. So first of all, what is Ariba? If you go and download any book, or if you ask any Ariba consultant, they will tell you some long 2 3 sentence, basically memorizing from the standard book of Ariba. Let me just tell you in short. If you ask me what is Ariba, in layman term, I will say Ariba is a procurement solution which is based on cloud services. Or in very small word, if you ask me, very small sentence, Ariba is a procurement cloud solution. Okay, so what is cloud solution? So when I'm talking about cloud solution over here, basically no server is required by the client for the installation of that software. But that does not mean, guys, that you will be saying there is no server. Ariba is not a server based system. No, Ariba is a server based system, but it will be maintained by SAP Ariba itself. SAP Ariba maintains its own data center. Client don't need to maintain any server, neither they have to install SAP Ariba within the server. So first of all, if you see over here, just a moment, how you can then use Ariba. Basically, as a client, you need to have a contract with SAP Ariba. Once you have signed the contract, you will be saying these are the different solution we will take from SAP Ariba. Once the contract is signed, Ariba will be providing you one URL. That URL you will type it in your browser. Once you type in, they will give the user ID password. Once you give the user ID password, you have direct access to Ariba. That means two things is required over here: browser and internet connection. So that is called as cloud solution. I think most of you know what is on-premise solution. So what is the counterpart over here? What is the counterpart over here? Excuse me. What is the counterpart of Ariba in SAP? The counterpart of SAP over here, if you look at from a low-tech perspective, it is MM in ECC. From a high-tech perspective, S4 HANA sourcing and procurement and SRM. Keep this thing in your mind. Okay. Now, let us try to understand what are the other thing which is available over here. First of all, on-premise solution, I think most of you know that client will need a server. Within the server, the solution or the software has to be installed. Then only you can start using it. That's the thing. Okay, we will come to that particular comparison. What's the difference between on-premise and cloud solution a little bit later. But before that, let us try to understand the origin of Ariba and how it came to this particular Ariba on cloud solution. First of all, Ariba was a company which was founded in 1996. At that time, Ariba never was offering the cloud solution. It was also offering the on-premise solution. When it started offering the cloud solution, it was in 2010. That's it, 2010 only, not before that. Then SAP bought Ariba in September 2012. Once SAP bought Ariba in 2012, September 2012, then Ariba became an SAP company. Before that, Ariba was not an SAP company. So many people or many participants generally ask me, Manoj, why SAP Ariba's architecture is very, very different from SAP SRM, SAP MM, or S4HANA? Because, guys, this solution was developed by 2010. That means it must have started by, you know, 2007 or 2008, and it got developed in 2010. Then it was launched. Ariba became a SAP company in 2012. That is why its architecture is totally different. So always keep this thing in your mind. Second thing, one of the added advantage of Ariba is access. Till now, if we are comparing MM and SRM over there, buyers and suppliers, I think most of you will understand who is buyer and who is supplier. So let's say if you want to implement a procurement solution for Procter and Gamble, who are buyers? The internal employees of Procter and Gamble. They are buyers who will order goods and services. When I'm talking about supplier, who is supplier? The external users who will supply these goods and services to whom? To the buyers. Both this access was through a single portal. Even for S4 HANA sourcing and procurement also, you're having a single portal. Only issue how you will control them is through authorization. But still the security risk is there. Why? Because the same production instance is used by both the buyer and the supplier. Some issue with the role, it's a huge security risk. But in Ariba, you will see for buyer, the access is called as Ariba spend management. In some scenarios, it is also called as what? It is called as the Ariba Riam 2 or Ariba buyer login. That will be a separate URL. Who will be using? Let's take, for example, you're implementing Ariba for Procter and Gamble. The Procter and Gamble's employee will use that particular URL. Now, what about the supplier? Supplier will not use the same URL. Why? Because for supplier, SAP Ariba has made sure that there is another URL. That URL is called as Ariba Network, supplier.ariba.com. Totally different. And supplier will always log in supplier.ariba.com. Buyer will always log in Ariba Spend Management or Ariba Buyer. So what is happening from a security perspective? Even if there is an issue with your role, still supplier won't be able to see the buyer's data. That's one of the advantages. Second advantage is, if you look at Ariba Network, what is Ariba Network? You can say Ariba Network is the access which is used by supplier to respond against these different transactional documents like PO, sourcing, contracting, each of these things in Ariba Network. But this is not the only definition of Ariba Network. The other definition of Ariba Network is also a marketplace. Marketplace where already 3.4 million supplier is already available, and that is the world largest business to business network. That is also one of the added advantages in Ariba. Okay, and if you compare Ariba solutions with other competitor means always bracket procurement cloud solutions. From 2016 onwards, you will see each year the Gartner report is the most solid and what you can say verifiable publication on this issue. And each year from 2016, Ariba is a market leader as well as holding the first position and almost around 70% of the market share in the cloud procurement solution. And that is why, if you look at the fourth point, you can see this, I think data is somewhere around 2 months old. $1.5 trillion is generally processed, combining all the buyers as well as the buying organization in the whole of world who are using Ariba over there. And this will significantly change by each day. Why? Because Ariba is increasing their customer count like anything right now. Okay. Next thing, let us do a little bit of comparison between on-premise and on cloud. Why? Because there's a lot of misconception that, you know, if you move to cloud, your savings will be less. Ariba is a very expensive solution. On the other hand, or SRM on the other hand, or S4 HANA sourcing and procurement on the other hand, is a very less costly solution. And that is totally wrong, guys. Why? Because most of the time, you need to understand you are not looking at a software subscription rate or package only. You have to look at the total ecosystem. So that is called as the lifetime cost. How you calculate the lifetime cost for and SRM? If you go over there and if you do any implementation, how it is going to work? Okay, I will tell you. First of all, client need to buy a server. That is one of the most costliest thing in any ECC or SRM implementation. Then they need to configure that server. So for that, they need to hire basis consultant, network consultant, and other stuff. 24 into 7. They need to have all the supporting infrastructure for the server. Like it has to be kept in a clean place, which should have 24 into 7 AC. That means air conditioning. Okay. After that, what you're going to do, then you're going to add the SRM cost over there. which you need to install, and for that also implementation your company is going to pay money. But if you look at Ariba, what is Ariba? Ariba's cost over here, life cycle cost or total lifetime cost. No server is required, no network consultant is required, no basis consultant exists. What you need to do, you need to tell Ariba, this is the modules or solutions which I want, okay, and done. They will sign the contract with you, and they will charge, this is the subscription yearly which you have to pay. And if you take 5 years or 6 years subscription at one go, you're going to get a hefty discount over there. Once you get all this particular discount, then you will see the total lifetime cost for MM/SRM and the total lifetime cost for Ariba, that will be more than 50% of savings. So let me tell you over here, guys, if you ask what's the difference between Ariba and MM and SRM, people will start saying you a lot of technical things. But from the client perspective, only one thing matters to them most. That is the cost. And the second thing which matter is stability. That is why client will stay with SAP. And they will take the most upgraded or updated module over there. SRM, there is no issue. Why? Because SRM is going to be obsoleted. So if they implement SRM right now, after 3-4 years, what will happen? There will be no support. So that is why MM and SRM over here. MM means also ECC. ECC support will also end. The only thing or the counterpart of Ariba in on-premise solutions are S4 HANA on-premise. That is S4 HANA sourcing and procurement. S4 HANA sourcing and procurement, yes, basic procurement you can do. Advanced procurement, you cannot do it over there. You don't have that particular control. So that is why client likes to implement SAP Ariba more compared to any other solution. And if somebody asks you in a interview question, you can say lifetime cost is less. Then he will say innovation is more in Ariba. Automation is also more in Ariba. All these technical factors. But from a client perspective, it does not matter to them. Why? Because this will be handled by the implementation partner. So always, if anybody asks you what's the major difference, this is the major difference. Keep this thing in your mind. Now, next thing, what are the different solution which is present here in Ariba? So guys, I will need all of you to be very attentive over here, because this is one of the most important thing. Okay, this is one of the most important thing which you're going to see. So first of all, Ariba solutions are generally divided basically into two solution or two main solution. One is the upstream solution, second one is the downstream solution. Now, once again, I will say, guys, that I don't believe in theoretical learning and all those stuff. I'm not going to, just, tell you this particular stuff. What is the, things which is written over there. In my own words, I will make you understand what is the meaning of upstream, what is the meaning of downstream. So first of all, upstream means what? Upstream means when you're beginning a procurement cycle or a procurement process, if you don't know the source of supply, what you are going to do first? You are going to find the source of supply. Source of supply in layman terms, if you are going to ask what do you mean by that, I will say finding the supplier. For whom? For the new materials and services. Plain and simple, with layman terms. That means if there is any new material and services, you want to find a source of supply. That means you want to find the proper supplier who can give you the proper rates and proper quality as well. Then you're going to come into upstream. So that means upstream module is basically to determine the source of supply and then creating a legal document. Why? Because if you are not creating a legal document, how you can enforce that contract as well as take the delivery, right? It's a corporate company, different buying organization who is implementing Ariba. Those are corporate companies. They have to follow the legal agreements and all those stuff. So they have to keep all of this thing in their mind. Okay, just a moment, guys. Okay, next thing, what are the sub modules which is present within upstream? So if you see, the first module which is going to begin is SLP, supplier lifecycle and performance management. What is present within SLP, or what you will do in SLP? In again in plain wordings, or you can say in layman terms, SLP is the module which is used to onboard suppliers in Ariba. So what you will do basically over here in SLP? Here in SLP, basically you are going to onboard the supplier, evaluate the supplier. Why? Because if you implement any procurement solution in any company, you will see every company will have their own procurement policy, and within that procurement policy, they will have clear rules that state that supplier has to meet at least this eligibility criteria. Then only we will do business with them. So all those eligibility criteria, where you will check in SLP. Once they pass that eligibility criteria, then only their onboarding will get completed. There are three processes in SLP: supplier request process, that is, some basic information you're going to capture over there from the supplier, and then what you will do, you will take the approval from your supplier manager team, and then what will happen, supplier profile will get created. Then you will select the different questionnaires which will be used for what, for your eligibility criteria determination. Then supplier will give the answer to all those questionnaires, that means different questions. Based on the answers, the, again the supply manager will determine whether the supplier is eligible to do business with us or not. If they're eligible, they will get approved over there, and their Ariba network account will also be created by the supplier in this supplier registration process. Then what will happen? Supplier status will be shown as registered. That means this supplier is a proper supplier over here. Okay. So always remember this thing. SLP supplier, if you are creating any supplier over here in SLP, until and unless the registration supplier or registration of supplier is not done, you cannot use the supplier in anything, neither in sourcing nor in contracting nor in any process at all. Why? Because supplier, Ariba determines who is the unique supplier through the Ariba network ID of the supplier only. Remember, guys, this is one of the most important thing. So until and unless the supplier creates their user ID password in Ariba network, their ANID will not get generated. And once the registration process is completed, this ANID will be reflected back from Ariba network to Ariba buyer. Then what you can do, you can use this supplier for different sourcing and contracting process. But remember, this supplier, actually many people call this as supplier. Actually, that is a wrong term. It is called as potential supplier. Then you're going to ask me, Manoj, what's the difference between a potential supplier and a fully enabled supplier? And I will say, okay, I will tell you guys. But before that, let us complete with our process. What's the next process after that? The next process is immediately people say after supplier registration, I will directly go to supplier qualification. That is wrong. Why? Because you are only having potential supplier. So what you will do, you will call those potential supplier in your sourcing process. What is sourcing? I think most of you will understand this word tendering. That means what you will do over there, you will take different quotations. It can be price quotation, it can be technical quotation for a simple requirement. Requirement over here means what? Materials slash services. Then what once you get a different responses from the supplier, you will do a evaluation. Excuse me. Once you do the evaluation, then you will determine who is the best supplier who can give you best price along with the best quality, and you will award that supplier the sourcing project. Once the awarding is done, for that particular supplier only, you are going to qualify the supplier. That means, what's the difference between a potential supplier and a full-fledged supplier? Potential supplier means in SLP term only registered. Full-fledged supplier means when they will become qualified, they will be called as full-fledged supplier. That means in order to become a full-fledged supplier from potential supplier, what you need to do? You just need to get awarded on a sourcing project. Now, once the qualification has been done, why qualification is being done right now? Because you will see after qualification there is a background job. This job will do what? This will create the supplier also in downstream. Now most of the participants generally think supplier and all the data is same in upstream and downstream. Guys, let me tell all of you, it is wrong. Upstream is having its own database, downstream is having its own separate database. Although there is one bridge between these two databases, I will come to that. But immediately if you're creating a supplier in upstream does not mean the supplier will automatically get created in downstream until and unless you do the qualification of the supplier. Okay. Now once you do the qualification, after some time that job will run and it will create a downstream supplier. Now you will ask me, Manoj, where is the importance of downstream supplier in this particular process? And I will say I will come to that. But before that, what you will do? Sourcing has been done, but the sourcing document which has been created, is it legal? It is never legal. That means you cannot enforce the terms and condition which has been agreed between you, that means you means buying organization and supplier. What are you going to do next? Obviously a legal agreement. What is a legal agreement called? That is called as the contract. So what you will do, from that sourcing project you will create a contract where you will select the awarded supplier, the requirement means basically the materials and services, price, quantity, each and everything, terms and condition, all of those things, it will come over there. Then what you will do, you will basically do the contract authoring. So you always remember in SAP Ariba, within contract management there are two tasks. One is contract authoring, second one is contract publishing. In the contract authoring, what you will do, you will be authoring the documents, basically the terms and agreement document as well as the pricing document too. Okay. Now once you have done the authoring, you have updated each and everything, you have published this document, what will happen? Your authoring will get completed over there. What next? The publishing part. Now publishing is not easy like just click on action and publish. Publishing means there will be some 7 to 8 tasks. Standard task is there, and depending upon your client's requirement, you need to do some configuration in the template and add different tasks. All those tasks has to be completed. Then you need to publish it. But really, you should publish this particular contract. Just publishing the contract will end the process, guys? I don't think so. Why? Because the contract is needed to be consumed. Consumption means what? That means you will take the delivery. Let's say you have done a contract with one Dell supplier saying I will need 100 laptop of this model costing around 2000 USD each. When will the consumption happen? When you will get the laptop. Now let's say out of 200, you say I will take 100 laptop first. Once it is getting delivered and you're getting the pay, you're doing the payment to supplier, then you can say half of the contract has been consumed. Where can it be done? It can be done in the downstream. So that means, what is downstream? First of all, downstream solution over here means basically that it's a module or solution where the source of supply is immediately known. Why? Because this contract is getting transferred from upstream to downstream. But through which module? Ariba contract compliance. Through the Ariba contract compliance, this particular contract will move from upstream to downstream. Now, sometimes, not sometimes, actually most of the time, buying organization will say, I want to apply dynamic discounting. That can also be done in the contract compliance. That is generally called as tiered pricing over here. Once you do the tiered pricing over here for the contract compliance, this contract will get transferred from upstream to downstream. And once the contracts come into the downstream, that means it will be available within the catalog as a contract catalog item. Now, what you will do in downstream? Basically, downstream, as I said, is a solution where the source of supply is known. That's the first thing. And second thing, you're going to do repetitive operational procurement. What do you mean by that? Repetitive operational procurement. Basically, what Ariba is saying is like we are going to do the procure to pay process multiple times. Against what? Against the contract. In the contract, what you have done, you have said 200 laptop of this model, 2000 USD each, 200 quantity. First PR which you are creating against this particular contract is of 100 quantity. Second PR you can create of 50 quantity. Third PR you can create for another 50 quantity. Now the full consumption of contract has been done. That means the SLP process you have done, sourcing process you have done, contract management you have done, contract compliance you have done. All this thing has been done only one time. But this P2P process which I'm saying, it is being done 3 times in the scenario which I spoke. So that is why you can see over here in upstream, it has been written one time over here, and in the downstream, it has been written n times. Why? Because you are going to do the consumption in multiple times, multiple ways. Why? Because in general terms, when you will do the implementation, there you will see the contract value is of 1 million, $5 million. You cannot create a single PR and you cannot consume that particular contract, 5 million contract within one PR generally. Okay, so within the downstream, let us try to understand what is the procure to pay process. So I think procure to pay process, most of you who are coming from procurement domain will understand. Basically, we will be starting our process with purchase requisition. Or somebody who is coming from SRM, for them I will say it is shopping cart. Who is coming from for them it's not an issue. Okay, so this PR from where you will create? You will create from your contract. Once you have created this purchase requisition, what will happen? The approval process will happen for the PR. Once the approval processing has been done, what next? What next? The PO will get created in where? In your Ariba buyer. Now, since each of these things till now, what we have done, the whole of upstream and this whole of means some part of downstream which we have done, where it was happening, guys? It was happening in Ariba buyer slash Ariba spend management. In between, on the sourcing part, some part was there in Ariba network from the supplier side. But here it will be full-fledged. That means this PO will be automatically transferred to the supplier in Ariba network. What will happen over there? Supplier will look at the PO. They will be doing the PO confirmation ASN against that particular PO. Both of these things will reflect back in your Ariba buyer against that particular PO. Then what you will do, once the material or services has been received, what you are going to do, you are going to do the GR. GR means good receipt. Ariba has a different term for good receipt over here, that is generally called as receiving. If it is for a material, it will be GR, that means receipt. If it is for service, that is called as ACS. In same thing over here, it is also called as ACS, service entry sheet. Next, what will happen? Then generally most of the participant think supplier will be creating what? Their own invoices. Yeah, some of the time supplier will be creating their own invoices in Ariba network. Then once they submit it, it will come to Ariba buyer. But this scenario will fail whenever you are going to take a supplier who is ERS compliant. What is ERS? Evaluated receipt settlement. Correct? Now, once the invoice come into your Ariba buyer or Ariba spend management, depending upon your client's date, you will be configuring the approval workflow for the invoice. Once it is approved, invoice reconciliation will happen. In invoice reconciliation, there will be a two-way check or a three-way check over there. Two-way check or three-way check over here means basically the quantities will be checked against the PO and the invoice. Three-way check means PO, GR, and invoice. Once invoice reconciliation status is shown over here as reconciled, then what will happen? The payment process will get started. This particular process is called as P2P. So always remember, the upstream process will run one time, downstream process against that particular one time process, downstream process will run multiple times. Now what is this particular process called? This particular process is generally called as source to pay. Right now, if you go for any implementation, this is the most important process, and client will ask you only this process to be implemented. Apart from integration, this is the one of the most important thing which you will ever see over there. And guys, this is not for one client or two client. All of your clients will ask you to implement this thing. Why? Because right now most of the client generally buys both upstream plus downstream. In 2015-16, most of the client, they did not knew about Ariba. So what they used to do before that, they only used to buy upstream or downstream, not full. But from 2017 onwards, what is happening? All the clients know about SAP Ariba. So they are buying both the upstream and downstream at the same time. So both upstream and downstream, since all the clients are buying, source to pay is the integrated process which you can do for both upstream and downstream solution for Ariba. Okay. Next thing, generally in our sessions, what we will be covering the Ariba SLP procedure, process flows and configurations. That means the SLP mass data load, how and where to do, what are the different steps over there, what are the different configuration options which are available over there. We are going to see. Similarly, SAP Ariba sourcing also, we are going to see the processes, different processes on the RFP. We are going to understand the different terminologies and different process flow for RFP over there. Then we will try to understand the configuration which is required to be done in our sourcing projects. So where we will do this thing? We will do this thing with the help of template configuration. Okay. Same thing for contracts. We will also see the process, how this particular contract process runs, how the contract authoring has been done, how the contract publishing has been done, and then we will see how to customize our solution with the help of configuration. So here also we will see Ariba contract configuration. Now remember this thing, guys. Template configuration in upstream basically is the most important part. This is the part where we can customize the process, build the workflow, change the workflow, configure the workflow according to our client's requirement. Then we are also going to see the Ariba reporting. What are the different Ariba reports which are present over there? But importantly, we are going to see how you can customize the Ariba report as a Ariba functional consultant, and how you can totally automate the process. That means what will happen is, like, after doing the customization, you will automatically schedule the job will run. After automatic completion of the job, that means after 2 or 3 hours, a mail will be triggered to you as well as to the higher management with the Excel output. How you can do all this automation, we are going to see in the configuration steps for our Ariba reporting as well. Apart from that, in Ariba downstream, what we are going to see, basically, we are going to see the SAP Ariba buying as well as invoicing. In old term, I will say, we are going to see SAP Ariba P2P, procure to pay. But right now, SAP says generally don't use the old term P2P, use the new term, that is buying and invoicing. The whole process for P2P, we will see over there. We will see how to upload the catalogs, how to control the catalogs, how to configure the catalogs, how to design the downstream approval workflows, what are the different static workflows which we can design, how we can design the dynamic workflow with the help of Ariba approval list. All of those things we are going to see it over here. And after this stuff, we are going to see about the integration. And integration, guys, we follow a radically different methodology. If you go to any market and if you ask any trainer over there, they will say integration, okay, let's start with the configuration. But what we believe over here is integration is not a simple thing like this. Integration means building a scenario or building a process flow across different systems, which will involve ECC or S4 HANA, Ariba. Within Ariba also, you will be having Ariba bias or Ariba spend management. You will also be having Ariba network. So first of all, as a functional consultant or integration consultant over here, what you're going to do, you're going to build the scenario, design the scenario, how the data is going to flow, which part of the process will be there within which system, what's the pros, what's the cons, in which sector of the client. That means if I'm working with service sector of the client, which process or scenario I have to implement. If we are working with manufacturing or production clients over there, which scenario, integration scenario to implement or design it, we are going to see that first. Now once you understand the scenarios, 50% of your job is done. Not 50%, actually I will say almost 65 to 70% of your job is done. Then we are going to see the different configurations, how to make the configuration so that whatever process we have designed, it will work like that. Then what will happen, whatever configuration we will see, all of you would be able to understand, oh, Manoj is saying these particular configuration steps to be done. Why? Because he wants the PO to be generated from Ariba buyer, not from S4HANA or ECC. But Manoj is showing this particular configuration. Why? Because he want to generate a PO in ECC or S4HANA and then he want to replicate into Ariba. Each and everything you will understand over there. And the third thing which we learn in integration is, apart from this particular stuff, what? The customization. That means if you are having any custom logic, if you are having any flex fields in Ariba, something which is not present within Ariba standard, as well as ECC or S4HANA standard, how you are going to customize it? You will need the help of a developer. But where you are going to do this? We are going to do this thing with the help of the technical consultant through bodies. Which body to use in which scenario? Within the body, which method to use? Generally, most of the Ariba functional consultant will say this is a job of the technical consultant, and technical consultant will say, okay, I know about body, but this body I'm seeing it for the first time in my life. So what is our job over there? Our job is to not only provide them the logic, how to do this custom logic, but apart from the logic, we have to provide them the mapping, how to do the mapping, how to put the filter on the data, and then you have to tell them, for this process, this is the body and this is the method. Within that, you write this logic. Then only the project will become a success. Otherwise, what will happen? There will be fighting going around. None of your concern or the client's concern will get resolved. So all of these things we are going to see over here. And apart from this, there is another topic which is not generally mentioned over here, that is called as Ariba guided buying, which is a very new thing over here in the market. And most of the clients who is implementing both upstream and downstream, or also only Ariba downstream, they are implementing guided buying as well. Why? Because it is easier user interface. It looks like just like that of the Amazon, and you will be having extra controls over there which you can do over there. So that also we are going to see how the screen looks like over there. What are the different configuration steps which we have to do to implement guided buying? So these are all the topics and all the things, guys, which we are going to see in our sessions. And Iraj, I think this is the demo overview of Ariba, which we want to convey to all of our participants over here. So I think that has been conveyed. So if it is
Yes.
okay, then I think we can proceed with the question answer session.
Yes, Manoj. Yeah. Thanks for the very knowledgeable introduction of very deep inside of SAP Ariba. It was really very knowledgeable for every one of us. Okay, so guys, we'll be taking up. Yes, yes, yeah. So definitely we'll be taking up some queries here. Okay, but Manoj, before that, because you see, like queries will be there. Some participants wants to be there in the session, and some wants to leave the session. So what I feel like, we'll just show them what are the things they are getting as part of the training. Okay, yeah, means
Yeah,
like what are the
definitely. I think Iraj, that's a
how
very
to,
good point. Yeah,
yeah.
please do show to all the participants that not only in our training, see in training methodology as well as the training sessions, it is very much different from all our all the normal training centers. But apart from that, we are having some special material, special document, which is generally very rare, and those things are generally not shared or not accessible by most of the participants over here. So that's a very good thing, Iraj. I think you can proceed ahead on this part.
All right, Manoj. So guys, I really want every one of you to be little attentive here. Okay, so if you can see your screen, and you can maximize your screen if you are seeing the fonts like little smaller. Okay, so I'll make myself as presenter. So yeah, Manoj, can you see my screen?
Yeah, Iraj, I'm able to share your screen.
Oh, sorry. So what I will be doing here is, right now is like I will be showing you like what exactly you'll be getting as part of the training over here. So after the training, guys, so basically here you can see you'll be getting the materials as in this particular format. I'll just show you the things. So each session which you are attending also going to be recorded. Okay, and we will be providing you all the recordings in the G Drive format. Okay, and these are the 6 folders every one of you are going to get, who are going to get enrolled with us. Okay, so this is like in the session recordings, so we'll be having all the set of recordings day wise. Okay, we'll be keeping and sharing with all of you. Okay, and apart from that, we do have, of course, every one of you are going to get like Ariba access. Okay, so usually we are going to give you the access till the training ends over here. Okay, and we do have the notepads here, in the sense like the classwork material which Manoj is showing whenever there is a the process flow or any kind of steps needed for that particular process. So everything is going to be shown over here in the notepad. So these notepads also part of sharing. And apart from that, we do have a lot of documents here, and these documents basically are segregated as like upstream, downstream, and integration. Okay, every folder is having lot many documents. So these documents are basically you know uh, standard SAP documents, and the documents which are being prepared by us, as in the sense like Manoj, with his experience and with his knowledge, he has prepared some customized custom documents. So those are very helpful for you guys. So you no need to look for 600 or 700 pages documentations. Okay, and the same thing goes with the integration as well. Okay, and apart from that, we do have certification material. Okay, this is something which is very valuable for everyone, those who are appearing for the certification. Okay, and we do have the list of all the certification material with us. Let's say, for example, if anyone wants to go for Ariba procurement or buying this one, so these are the standard certification guides basically, which are very difficult to get it, because these are part of Learning Hub, and in the open market is very difficult and very highly chargeable basically. So these documents are also going to be shared with every one of you. And apart from these particular documents, we do have certain standard other documents as well. And the important thing here is like we do have SAP Learning Hub videos. So these videos are basically from SAP Learning Hub, in the sense like SAP trainings will have their online trainings, right? So those particular videos also we have downloaded, and these are also going to be shared with every one of you. Okay, like very process oriented. Majorly these are the theoretical kind of videos, which are going to be helpful for you even to enhance your knowledge or to appear for the certification. And apart from that, I just want to show you here. uh, yeah, so this is basically, you can see, just a second. Yeah, sorry for that. So here you can see the list of all ebooks basically, like we do have a lot of documents over here, lot of books which are there over here also. So these also you can able to you know uh, able to share with you guys. Okay, so there are lot much documents here, you can see. Okay, yeah, so here also we do have complete list of certification documents. Okay, and we do have list of all other certification documents, like maximum whichever the certification documents are there, all those certification documents we do have with us. And the standard documents, and buying catalog. So everything we have in detail, all the documentation. So these are the things which are really going to be helpful for you, not only during the training, but also whenever you require for the future reference purpose. Okay, so these are the things. And one more important thing over here is like what are the certifications available in SAP Ariba. So there are basically 11 certifications available. Okay, you can see from here. Okay, SAP Ariba catalogs, till you can see Ariba supplier enablement sell side. So all these 11 certifications, what I can say, the contents are going to be covered in as part of the training also. Okay, and these supporting documents are also there. Okay, and we can assure you here. Okay, the documents which we are providing here are basically very helpful for you. And the training which we are this is a complete end-to-end training, guys. Okay, and this particular training helpful for you who are aspirant for SAP Ariba, those who wants to crack certain interviews and other things. Okay, so that is really going to be helpful. And the other thing is like after this particular training, okay, immediately you can onboard on any project, either it's an upstream or downstream or integration. Okay, you can directly work on SAP Ariba implementation project. Okay, that level of confidence you are going to get it after the this particular training. And Manoj is very knowledgeable person, and you can have, and we are very open to question answers. Even like a small question also will be, addressing them in a very patient way. Okay, so hope this training is really going to be beneficial for every one of you. And regarding the access, as I told you, the access, we are going to provide 24/7 access of SAP Ariba system will be assigned to you. You can access it remotely anywhere from any computer. Okay, and this access duration will be the duration of the training. Okay, approximately 6 weeks or so. Okay, that access will be provided to you. You can do the practice on that one. Okay, so right, Manoj. So is there anything else I'm missing, Manoj, or shall we take up the question answer sessions here?
No, Iraj, I think you have shown all the things over here. I think we can proceed ahead with the question answer session.
Okay, so all right then. So guys, I really request every one of you, those who are willing to ask any questions. Okay, so please raise your hands so that it is easier for me to make you guys. Yeah, 1 second. Just a second. I can see. Yep. Please raise your hands, guys. So those who wants to ask the questions, please raise your hands. So I'm going to unmute you one by one. Okay. So I'll go with alphabetical orders. Okay, Ankur. Yeah, please, Ankur, please go ahead. You need to unmute yourself and go ahead.
Hello, it's audible to you?
Yeah, Ankur, you're
Yes,
audible.
Ankur.
Yeah. So this session purely was technical. Actually, I'm already working in Ariba right now. So functionally, because my role is a purchase manager in my company. So as
Okay.
now Ariba is starting just right, and we are in the phase of tender management deployment now.
Yeah.
So in that case, how I will come in that forum where I can understand the functionally better,
Okay.
not
So
even
first
the
of all,
technical part.
Ankur, the thing is like, as I said, in our sessions, first of all, you will see a diverse set of candidates. Diverse set
Yes,
of candidates means basically who are basically fresher, means like
correct.
in very less to zero knowledge in Ariba. Then you will
Mm-hmm.
be having intermediate knowledge. That means who guys who are having some basic knowledge of Ariba. Then you will see also expert people. All of them is present over there. What I wanted to show to all of you over here is like, see, these are the process and all those things. I was just talking just about the solutions over here, not the
Yeah.
process over here. But you will see from the next session onwards, that in the real time session over there, first of all, for each module, our first sessions will be always be based on the process flow. We are going to understand the process flow, how the process is flowing over there between the buyers and suppliers, and how each and everything will be done. Why? Because as a functional consultant, the two most important thing is process flow and configuration. But most consultants generally take it in a reverse way. But what I believe is like, first thing is you should understand the process flow, then only you should go to the configuration step. Why? Because ultimately at the end of the day, client will have different requirement, that is called as in a scope of work. So before you decide that this particular scope of work will be done through the standard solution, this
Okay.
particular scope of work can be done through configuration. This particular scope of work can be done through the help of customization, that means through coding changes. How you can decide that if you know the process flow? So you will see the first half of our sessions on each modules will be process flow based. Then once we complete the process flow, then we will go into the configuration. Then we will see how to change the process with the help of configuration.
Okay. So means after complete this training program,
Yeah.
trainer who will attend the training, what knowledge he will grasp after completing this training? Functional, technical as well.
No, first of all, see, as I said, from a technical perspective means there is no source code changes, right, over here.
Okay.
So there is no technical perspective at all. So here, this particular solution, this particular training is devoted to Ariba functional consultant only. So the
Okay.
audience over here should also be Ariba functional consultant. So always remember, sometimes what will happen is like I will go to very much depth. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because I always believe that, see, process flow from a theoretical perspective, if you understand, this will be only one process flow. What I will be showing to all of you over here is my cumulative experience of 7.5 years over there. So there I will be telling you this is the basic process. This process will be involving this kind of customization, which will be demanded by your client. How you can do the customization? This is the configuration steps which you have to propose. That means what will happen is like you will know the standard solutions. Then you will know these are the different type of requirement which is given by the client. How to achieve those requirement is through these configuration steps. That means you can directly go into the project and you can start working on this thing.
Okay. And after this training, can I attend all those training materials, or there
I
is a
think
limitation of the
on
period?
this part, the thing is like, see, Ankur, not only for you, for everybody, I think all the participants should understand over here that
Yeah.
the G Drive access,
Uh-huh.
which contain all of your documents, all the recordings, and each and everything over there, that will be lifetime valid for all the participants.
Okay.
And Manoj, to add your words over here, okay, not only those specific material which you are getting during the training, even we keep on adding the new documents as the new features of SAP Ariba are going to be introduced. So
Yeah,
it means like,
that will be
yeah,
my next question. But yeah, thanks for
yes,
giving answer.
yes, yes. And to answer some more, in detail of your query, like technical aspects. So in Ariba, there are no technical aspects. Basically, there is
Correct.
no such role as Ariba technical consultant over here. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for the answer.
Yeah, welcome,
Thank you.
Ankur.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we'll go with the next participant, Amit. Amit Bakshi. Yeah, Amit, you can unmute and unmute yourself and go ahead. Can't hear you. Hello, Amit.
I think Amit, there
Amit,
is
if you
too
are
much
having
of
any issue
background
with
noise is
your
coming. I think.
microphone, you can even type the message in the chat box. Hello, Amit, if you are having any
So
query
Amit,
in the,
I think what Eraj has said is very good over here. So what you can do is like, I think there's too much of background noise coming. We are not able to hear you. So you will see that this particular go to training screen which you are seeing, there will be a small chat box over there. Okay. So in the chat box, please do type your query over there and then click on the send button. What we will do is like, we will get the query or we will see the query over there. We will read it and we will give the answer to you.
yeah, thank you for the things, Manoj. Yeah, Guru Prasad, can you just go ahead with your query?
Hi, Guru Prasad here. Uh,
Yeah.
fir- yeah, I just want to express that introduction session was very good. Uh, and my question is, I just want to know more about certification. How do you guide further on certification? That's what I wanted to know.
Okay, so on this path, Guru Prasad, what we will say is like, see, first of all, this particular training sessions are almost covering somewhere around 75 to 80% of the certification topics. That's the first thing. So what we all suggest to all of our participants here is like, first of all, go through this training, attend this training, then you will be, these recordings of these trainings will be shared with all of you. Watch these particular recordings, okay, multiple times. Once you are seeing the recordings, see, we are very much open for question answer session over here. Sometimes what will happen is like our sessions will get stretched due to this question answer session. Okay, so don't worry on this part, we will be stretching our session, we will be answering all your queries over there. But it is also imperative that all of you should watch this particular recording session multiple times. After watching it, then ask your query. Once your query is clarified, go and practice in the system. Once it is done, then only go and read those AR series certification books. Then
Okay.
only it will make sense. Otherwise, many participant, you know, many participants will listen to us, but few participants will say, "What Manoj is saying, I will try to do it in a totally 180-degree opposite way and see what is happening." So what will happen in that scenario is like your probability of clearing the certification will get considerably down. Why? Because ultimately you are at, let's say, level 2. You want to reach at level 8. So you have to go in a step by step manner. You cannot just jump from level 2 to level 8 over there. So once you go through our recordings, ask your query. Once it is clarified, go practice in the system. Then you start reading the AR books, the standard books. it will make sense. Otherwise, it will be totally technical jargon, which will be going over the head saying what is happening over here. That's the first thing. Second thing, the last thing which you should see is like, I think Iraj has shown you over there, that dumps, certification dumps over there. Those are not demo dumps. Those are real-time dumps which has came into the certification, and rest be assured over there. Those questions are generally repeated. So practice those dumps over there. That should be the last step of your certificate, certification preparation. Once you have done this thing, then you appear for the certification.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, Manoj here. I think I have forgot to show them the certification dumps over there. So since there is a talk going on in the certification
Yeah.
point of view, so
Yeah.
you can see my screen, right, Guru Prasad? Yeah.
Yes,
So as I told you, there are totally 11 certifications here available in SAP Ariba. Okay, and usually SAP Ariba allows you for the cloud certification. Okay, in the sense like once you apply for any cloud certification, okay, there will be a 6 attempts in 1 year. Okay, so it means like in 1 year you can attempt 6 different certifications, or you can attempt the same certification maximum 3 times. Okay, you're getting my point. So like how you can able to clear. So the dumps, the what I can say, the books which are the AR series just now Manoj was talking about. So these are the respective AR series for all these 11 certifications. And apart from this, the most prominent are P2P, okay, procure to pay and sourcing, and we do have the dumps for this particular P2P process and the sourcing one also. Okay, these are the dump questions, like the questions which already appeared in the exam, like a certification exam. So these are also the part of the sharing with you all, and this is really going to be helpful, like the to judge or to gauge the strength of hardness, the strength of the difficulties you are facing here, okay, in the questions of this certification. So in short, I can say like this total training and the whole package, okay, is really easy for you to clear any certification. Okay, that we can assure you. I can say indeed, like with our past experience, many participants have cleared the certification who has taken the training with us. Yeah.
Okay. And adding to that, is there any order by which we need to choose the certification, or we can randomly select
Nothing.
anything?
Randomly you can select it. There is no specific order actually. There is no specific order. You can go with any order which you want it.
Actually, to add
Okay.
over here, Iraj, I think Guru Prasad,
Mhm.
that you should think about one thing, that always remember certification should be based on the job market. It's not, because certification, what is the aim for certification? So that you'd be getting a more preference to other candidate, right?
Okay. Yes. Yes.
So always remember, certification which you're doing, it should be validated by the market. That means currently which solution or which module of Ariba is currently in heavy demand in the market. I will suggest to do that particular stuff. So generally in the order, I will say SLP over there and supply management. That is the first preference. Second preference is sourcing, and the third preference is contracting. So I will suggest these three things in upstream